Rolling, rolling, rolling.
We're in here again.
Got that camera rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. No, hey. Whoa, wait now. Chair turns on its own. Hold on. Right. Welcome to another episode of We Should Have Been Done This. I am Jason Jamerson. This is
Sean
Manning. And yeah, it feels good. I see why you always like to introduce. You know, it feels good. What you doing, man?
You tried to get me.
I tried to. What you talking about?
You tried to get me.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
You tried to get me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You tried to get me off the angles. You tried to get me.
How I'm trying to get you off the angles?
You tried to get
I'm
me.
already taller than you. Why would I try to do that?
Even more reason.
It doesn't make sense. If I literally just put us on the same level and sat up, I'd be taller.
Jamerson, cut the shit. You tried to get me.
For what?
You tried not to.
You were so happy you was able to cut.
Clearly. I've been holding them back for so long.
But it to cut so bad.
I've been holding it back, but not very long.
Oh, well, listen. I mean, hey, you know.
The beast.
I mean, it is what it is, man.
We here now.
It is what it is, man.
I've crossed the line. No,
here's the line. I just crossed it. Now the whole town got some smallpox.
Just like that.
Smallpox, you know.
Everybody, how are you? How was your week, sir?
It was cool. It was busy.
Lakers won the championship.
Yeah, Godzilla. I saw Godzilla. I feel like that's more important than the Lakers winning this little playground championship.
It's we know they can't stay healthy throughout the entire season here, LeBron.
Yeah, let's get it while you're hot. Early in the season,
literally
where everybody's still healthy.
Literally
we're going to have LeBron and them win a championship. They're going to have fun, raise the banner, whoop-de-whoop, ring bells, bang the drums, make way, here he comes.
Barely.
You're going to love this guy.
Have a winning record now, but when 7-0 in the end season, that doesn't even make sense. It doesn't make sense.
And that's all they got.
That's it. That's
2 more weeks. 2 more weeks. Anthony Davis going to be hurt.
What's wrong with your knee, AD?
I don't know. It's
LeBron. You know the groin.
The groin. It ain't the same it used to be,
Every
man.
time. No,
ever since I was in college.
Not This is why we don't talk basketball as much as we should, because clearly he's but Godzilla. What did you think of Godzilla minus one?
Godzilla minus one was fantastic. I loved that movie. It was good. Godzilla was actually a villain. They didn't just make him fight another monster and people just collateral damage.
So he said he wasn't working for the man.
He wasn't working for the man. He was the exact opposite. He went into business for himself. That was one of the sweetest parts. Listen, he was like of all places he could have went to. He went to already war-torn Japan.
I mean, but they created him, so for whatever reason, he's holding a grudge.
No, well, he should be happy. He wasn't shooting that breath out before.
Well, no, because you said, because had you walked in like 5 minutes earlier.
Yeah, I did. So I did see. I got in late.
You would have seen him eating people. Like he was eating people, but he was much. He was like the size. He was maybe like 20 feet tall.
Yeah,
not 70 or whatever.
But I didn't know he could regenerate. Slight spoilers. I didn't know he
technically you did, because when he got washed in that one, he swam to that tavern and was
he had a temple to regenerate.
Right, he was over here. So
this man was doggone Wolverine just
right in front of you. In fact, his face was blown off. And
yeah,
he was like, no, I'm straight.
Yeah, and then come to find out, they had the rumor that the budget was like $50 million. They said, I wish I had that much money for the budget. So they didn't have a big budget for that film either.
The money on arm lift and him moving.
Arms? What's Godzilla need arms for? Yeah, he was doing that Jeff Jarrett walk.
Just even slower. He just going through the town. I said Snoop moved faster than that when he tore up New York. You know what I mean? With that, but he had that tail though. And he was throwing that tail.
So much collateral damage from that tail.
Oh, but yeah, that was definitely. And as much as I enjoy any monster film, that was for sure the best Godzilla film. Even including Kong, because the Kong thing be weird. How are you losing and you've got full length? Like,
because he don't got atomic breath.
he has agility. Move out the way.
I mean, agility only does so much when the buildings are this
Just you just gotta
this close to each
you
other.
gotta slip. He gotta slip and faint. That's all they gotta do.
He's an animal. He's not properly trained.
He knows sign language, for shit's sake. He knows sign language taught by a deaf Asian girl.
He was too domesticated. That's the problem.
My point exactly.
He was too domesticated.
They domesticated this feral beast.
He found that axe that from the
back to my roots,
where I come from.
There you go.
Man, I think because I actually liked the second one in the current MonsterVerse series, the King of Monsters, the one where he did go down to that temple.
Yeah,
and you know my man's died trying to help save and bring him back to life, and he fought
why does he got to go?
King Ghidorah and everything.
Why did he have to die?
That was his arc. Godzilla. They call him Godzilla.
They got to bring Matthew Broderick in just for one of them.
For what?
Just because he was the one. Him and the Puff Daddy song. Well, obviously Puff can go nowhere near any film.
unless they having a freak off. That's what you ain't see what he said. That's what they said. That's what Diddy used to call the parties, was freak offs. What?
No, not you. Just, I told everybody
about Diddy.
I told no one believed me because everybody. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. Everybody in California knows.
Listen, but don't tell nobody now. You're gonna get a shutdown before it even starts.
I'm just saying, everybody.
Knows too much.
Everybody in the Los Angeles area knows. Like they know it all because
they only know because they go, Sean. They take part. They participate. You don't participate, they're gonna shut us down. I think immediately.
The smog, all right, in LA. I think the smog in LA is just it's just all of the debauchery rising up, and then it is now filtering out decent sunlight and the truth. Because once you get back on the plane. He's like, yeah, did you hear they said about such and such? And they're like, no, what are you talking about? When you're there, everybody knows.
The forgetful mist.
That's what it is.
The forgetful mist.
Once you fly through that, it like clings and takes it all back, and then you forget all about it. But I remember, I came back here 20 years ago, and I'm telling everybody about this,
stuff. When we here training, and people just start busting through the windows like the Foot Clan in the Ninja Turtles movie.
Hey, listen, I'll never say no names. What was that Brittany Murphy said? I'll never tell. But yeah, Godzilla was great.
Godzilla was good.
And speaking of kings rising to the top, I'll bring it back. The king has returned.
Eddie Kane?
No.
We did just watch the 5 Heartbeats, which is one of the greatest movies of all time. I can bar none.
Watching it again and actually paying attention, classic film.
Oh man,
Robert Townsend does not get the credit that he deserves.
That's all I've been saying all my career, baby.
Such an amazing movie.
As an entertainer, he
didn't make a lot of movies, but the ones that he did. They were just perfect for the culture. And if the culture went out to shows and supported more, he would be there with a Spike Lee, who, as huge as Spike is, still is nowhere where he should be, just as a talent.
I feel like if people actually went out and saw the 5 Heartbeats, he would have had the opportunity to make more films.
Oh yeah, I mean it tells. It goes up, it goes down. Their rise, their fall. Mm-hmm. There's conflict. You know what I mean? It's just a quality film.
Man, that's one of my favorite movies of all time.
But when I said the king has returned, when did Eddie Kane ever say he was the king?
I don't know. It just something around with
Kane and King.
I'm just trying to avoid talking about LeBron.
Listen, man, we got to. They won the title. He walked in.
It's a participation trophy, man.
We walked in the USC apparently during the anthem, hat on. Usher still guiding him to his courtside seats. In that instance, do you stop? Do you wait till the anthem is over? Do you take your hat off at least while walking? What do you do? But now also,
is that what you're supposed to do?
Take your. I mean,
everybody's supposed to kind of stay still.
Technically, yes, but, and I'm not defending him, but if he stays still, Does that cause a level of pandemonium? Granted, he'll be there often because his son is currently on the team.
Everybody look to see it was him? Because, I mean, at some point, he walked past somebody.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, they knew it was him, and obviously somebody's recording everything these days, so they got it on film. But in that instance, what are your views for you on the anthem? Do you, if you're at a Lions game, a Pistons game, I don't know, yeah, the Pistons do it. Wherever you are you standing? Do you just sit like this? Do you take your hat off when you stand, or do you carry on with your conversation, or do you just kind of,
I mean, I typically don't take my hat off. I'll probably stand up.
Speaking of taking your hat off, I was having a conversation with a client, and I came to the conclusion: how many white men have you seen publicly with a hat on indoors? And compare that to how many black men you've seen publicly with that hat on indoors. And I've came to the conclusion, before you answer, that at some point, some bastard told us we had to take our hats off and they could just frolic freely, ball capped the entire time. But I'm asking you, because obviously it didn't hit me until I thought about it. And then I realized how many times I've seen, white guys indoors with hats on. And then for us, usually, because we were told by our parents, you come in, hey, young man, take your hat off before you come in my house. Now, clearly that came from somewhere.
It did, but I'm trying to think.
Exactly. So now you wonder where.
Well, no, I'm trying to think. If I know for a fact that I was told to take my hat off in church. I'm trying to think if I was told to take my hat off into my house.
I've briefly met your father, but he definitely is not a hat in the house type of man. Now, granted, if he ever had that conversation with you, but looking at him,
I don't know. I don't know if I ever had that. I don't think I ever had that conversation with him. I don't think, like, church for sure.
For sure.
Because we going to church, take your hat off. But I don't think I ever had that.
Do you wear a hat in your house?
If I'm cold.
Not what?
You talking about just like
a baseball hat, not like a king's crown. I don't want to say bonnet on. I don't want to say you have on a bonnet,
because I don't wear a bonnet.
But do you wear your bonnet?
I wear a do rag.
Do you wear your bonnet?
You wear a bonnet then?
No, I wear a do rag.
Yeah, I wear a do rag.
If you got the things that they got little bubbles.
What are you talking about? I have some turbans. I have some turbans. I have a beanie that I wear out the house.
A turban.
And then I put on a turban is what?
A hip.
A turban is what?
Is a hip bonnet for the follically gifted.
I'm gonna call the hotel, so we're gonna see. Let's see what they say.
For the follically gifted, it's a hip bonnet.
Not at all. But I don't put no hat on unless I'm going somewhere. I'm not gonna just sit around with a hat on.
Exactly. But I've seen white guys, and they'll just all day
just sitting there with their
even at the gym. Remember, like the guy at the gym, I thought he was bald because he always had a hat on. Come to find out, he had a head full of hair.
I know a lot of people wear hats in the gym, black and white. I know the gym is
that's a part of their mystique. Or is that a sweat thing?
So I know we're jumping all over the place.
We're off the rails.
We're off the rails today. I didn't have that coffee. We watched 5 Heartbeats. It's a wild time.
Yeah.
It's a wild time. Yeah. But when did gym clothes or like gym outfits become like actual outfits for men? Like I get women be trying to get all dressy and stuff, but now like I done seen like ads where they talking about jewelry for the gym. Like, oh yeah, if you're looking for a nice chain to wear while you're lifting, what? It's gold, it's durable. Like who?
I mean, Deion said if you look good, you feel good. And if you feel good, you play good. So if you look good and you feel good, and if you feel good, then you play good. If you play good, then you live good, and then you feel good all over again.
Yeah, but I see people with chains.
I have on a chain.
Not even getting to 90 degrees on the squat.
You got to work on range of motion before you work on.
It's almost like the dude who be hooping, who got like the shooter sleeve, the tank top, headband, the socks and everything.
2 headbands. Jersey and the shorts.
You got the Cliff Robinson and the Jason Terry. You got them both at the same time. Got the shorts, the compression pants, everything. He got
You know,
the
he
Horace Grant goggles.
let it rain.
Yeah, he
hit
just
the side of the rim.
Yeah, but it's like it's the same thing as people just dressing up to look sweet at the gym and
I agree.
barely doing anything. You know what I'm saying?
But then you have the people who wear the slides to the gym, which is a pet peeve of mine.
What, slides in the
There's
gym?
people working out in slippers or Crocs. It just, I don't know what it is.
You know what? We about to. This is an impromptu segment right now. Impromptu segment. What does this gym outfit say about you? I'm about to list some typical gym outfits that I see.
Carry on then.
And you tell me
Shoot.
what this says about you.
Shoot.
All right.
All right.
I'm gonna start with men. Men. Jeans.
No. Okay. Go ahead.
T-shirt.
Yeah.
Work boots.
Obviously, a man that does some type of construction and clearly does not care. But any man that works out in jeans is a menace and is diabolical because sweaty legs mixed with jean fabric and denim, just a very uncomfortable feeling.
There's a lot of change.
But this person is used to clearly being uncomfortable because I'm pretty sure he's not going home, probably going back to a job site or going to rob somebody. So, no. Now, I have some tactical boots that I have worked out in, and I do work out in at times because they're made fantastically. They're very comfortable, but never in jeans.
Never. Now, do you wear those tactical boots to the gym on purpose, or is it just like you're here and you just happen to be wearing them and you're like, you know what, I need to lift, and you just start going?
Yeah, no, I just had them on, and they were more comfortable than the shoes I was gonna put on, and they're made for everything. You know, so you never know when you might get into it. So I might as well train in the shoes I got on. But with jeans, no. Like, have I ever was like, I'm going to go to the gym, let me put on the tactical boots? No. I've had them on. I'm going to go. Do I change shoes? No, I'm going to keep the boots on.
Okay.
Some of my best squats have came in the boots, actually.
Oh,
man. Amazing.
All right. Outfit number 2 for women. Leggings, hoodie, a baseball cap that comes down over their face.
Okay. A girl that doesn't want to be seen but wants to be seen.
That's it.
That's it. You know, probably in pretty good shape because the hoodies, you know, got the nice pump cover, and then conveniently the hoodie usually stops somewhere around the cheek area, so you can still she can still flash you a little bit of ass, but at the same time she wants to be respected as a and as obviously as she should, as everybody should, as a gym goer and as a young lady.
That's the I feel like that hat over the face is like the second line of defense after the headphones. Yeah. Because people disrespect the headphones, but if I'm not looking at you,
and the hood is on,
just leave me alone. That's what it is.
And then I'm sure she's going right to the squat rack to do sumo, to do sumo deadlift.
Straight to the squat rack
to do sumo dance.
Or the Stairmaster. Yes,
to do sumo dance.
And she's doing that little kickback on the Stairmaster, I guarantee.
For no reason.
Yeah, I guarantee.
Speaking of, go ahead.
And
I want to see it done.
If it sounds like we're gym shaming, we kind of are. I ain't even gonna hold you up. It is what it is sometimes. It is what it is.
That's what any consensus is. They've taken asked 100 people or 1,000 people, and then they've based their numbers off of that. This is a total of, how long have you been working out?
Working out or training?
Working out.
Working out. I've been working out for over 15 years.
So this is 35 years. Well, I was already going to say 35, but this is 35 years of data.
Compiled together.
But, all right, go ahead. What's the other outfit?
All right, back to man.
Okay.
Back to man. And mind you, this is gym, like working out.
Yeah.
Right? Compression pants, shorts, wife beater, and gloves.
What size is it?
What size is somebody who usually wear compression pants, shorts, a wife beater, and gloves?
I mean, it's the wife beater throwing me off.
What's say? Last time you went to the gym and seen a dude working on the wife beater, was he big or small?
Probably small.
He was small.
Because the only other guy in the wife beater would have probably had on the wife beater jeans and construction boots.
Exactly. This guy he is swimming, and that wife beater looked like a jersey.
Yeah, and then the compression pants probably too big.
Mm-hmm. He got the little extra material over in the calf area, right under the knee.
Maybe some pull-ups, assisted, some body rock curls.
The body rock curls, the lean backs.
Yeah,
he hitting terror squad curls.
No range of motion leg press.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
He also, I feel like he's also on the treadmill running very stiff.
For sure.
Like he's completely upright, doing like he's running like Godzilla was moving in -1.
A little callback.
A little callback. You know what I'm saying? All right. So I'm gonna do one more just so we can have a woman, okay. Just so I can even it out. All right. Woman. Short shorts, like short shorts, like come down to like right.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Short shorts. Large shirt.
Oh, okay.
However, the shirt is tied up. And this girl's usually gonna have 2 braids in her hair.
The RDLs are coming.
No.
RDLs are coming.
Said, I'm here to show off my hamstrings and my glutes.
The RDLs are coming. You never started your special?
I never started it, but you know it is what it is.
That's all right. The RDLs are coming. She's probably not barefoot now, probably shoeless by now. Definitely gonna hit some Bulgarians and some lunges for sure. Probably sumo dead as well.
I guarantee she's also on that V squat machine, but she's doing it backwards, facing the machine.
100%.
100%.
And on the adductor and doing some banded hip thrusts in addition to some barbell hip thrusts.
And leg press with her feet turned all the way out that way.
Without question.
That is what your gym outfit says about you.
Yeah. So what I was going to say was earlier, just because we're talking about health and whatnot, the other night, Tyreek Hill was walking into the stadium and had a bag of McDonald's, right? And then someone had made a post.
The Ocho Cinco diet.
Yes, and someone had made a post. He said Tyreek Hill is eating McDonald's before a football game, and you're worried about your 5 minutes in the cold tub. Get to work. So then that just made me think, like with all these people buying into all these fitness fads, does anything trump the work?
No, you gotta do the work.
I'm saying even diet-wise. Obviously, Tyreek Hill running 20, 21, 22 or whatever miles an hour during the game. I'm not sure of his workout routine, but he clearly looks like a man that works out. So I'm saying, in your opinion, having a bad diet, does the work trump that as long as you're doing enough work?
I don't think so. I think that a lot of it has to do with genetics and metabolism.
For sure. And he has a game, so he's probably about to burn, I don't know. I'd have to look at the stats. Matter of fact, let me see. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, between the game, practicing all week, and, doing your own individual thing outside of practice, of course you're going to be burning a boatload of calories or whatnot. But I always tell people you can out-train a bad diet to an extent. There's going to get to a certain point where in order for you to get to that next level, you got to it's not upping your workout, it's changing your diet. Because 9 times out of 10, you're either including too much sugar or too much fat in your diet from eating the trash. And all that's going to do is bloat you.
Says he's eating about 3,000 calories a day.
And he probably burns more than that.
Yeah, that's what
football game is 4 hours. If the offense is on the field a long time,
that's a lot of running.
Even when he's not getting the ball, he still got to run his route.
And he definitely looks like he usually keeps it around probably 85%. Like I'm saying, if he's not getting the ball, so I don't, so he's definitely burning some calories. But it just made me laugh because everybody's we jump in the cold tub, which has great benefits.
Yeah,
no negating any of that. But if you're not doing the work,
oh yeah, So I put it like this, and I was about to do a whole series on this on my Instagram page. I just, for whatever reason, didn't have time to do all the research. But I was going to do a series of videos called "Everything Works" with an asterisk, because to some degree, all of these fads do work, but they're getting blown out of proportion to make it seem like
True.
they work at a higher level than they really do.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, the waist shapers, waist trainers, they work. They just do not work nearly as effective as they try to make it seem like when they be like, oh, I put this on, I wear my waist trainer, shape my waist all the time. Not nearly as effective. And ultimately, those are really not good for you anyways, because any kind of, like, you wear it too tight, it starts acting as a brace. Now your core muscles are getting weak. So even if you do have that on, you're going to take it off. Your spine going to be spaghetti. You're just going to be all like,
Weekend at Bernie's.
Weekend at Bernie's. Just, this is you. This is you after you take that waist trainer off, because you have no core muscles. You're just going to be dragging your head behind you as you walk, looking like the end of the Thriller video. So, but, you know, your waist is thin, so.
That's all that matters.
Right, that's all that matters, right?
That's all that matters.
But yeah, everything works to an extent, but, you know, you got it. I mean, at the end of the day, none of that stuff is going to help you build muscle except for doing the work.
True. So, you know, you figure him as just gifted athlete, staying active all the time. So, and then, you know, nobody knows what he's had earlier in the day. They just see the bag of McDonald's. It could have been,
nor do they see what's inside that bag of McDonald's.
True. Because he could have had grilled chicken before, could have had oatmeal, could have had fruit, might not have eaten anything. And then this is what he was going to have just to burn off during the game. And then who knows what he has.
Just a bag full of fries.
Oh, man, what a bag. What a bag. And a couple of pies. Fries and pies.
Fries and pies.
That's all I get when I'm there. Fries and pies. But, you know, in addition to the McGriddle. But that's one McGriddle a month. Fries and pies. Pies I haven't had all this year.
I haven't had a McDonald's pie in years.
That's because they changed the recipe, but that's not why.
That's not why I haven't had one in years. I just haven't had one in years.
When that pie was $1, 2 for $1.
But they're not $1 no more?
No. When they were 2 for $1.
I'm sure not getting one now.
Them pies was hitting, and then they changed the recipe.
How they charge more and make it worse?
That, ironically, is the way of the world.
They charge more and make it worse.
Except for Netflix, because now they've charged more. Now they added the DC library. Now they're adding a lot.
You will never get bored on Netflix.
Well, some people do, which is crazy.
Impossible.
All the time.
People who get bored are the people who refuse to expand their horizons. There is something to watch on Netflix at all times.
I can't find anything.
You just don't.
There's a gazillion movies.
Man, movies,
Close
shows.
your eyes, click, and then just let
You
it
know
play.
why I don't get on Netflix? Because it's too much to watch on Netflix.
It is a lot. That'll be a lot of consumption.
It has to be literally, somebody has to tell me, watch this on Netflix. And I will go to Netflix and watch that. If I go searching, my watch list is going to be out the wazoo.
It is crazy.
Like, I haven't gone on there just to look at stuff, because I'm behind on shows that I even started. Like, I still haven't watched the last season of Umbrella Academy. I haven't watched the last 2 seasons of Umbrella Academy, honestly.
Yeah. Well, no, the second season, I enjoyed that. Third one.
No, yeah, I haven't finished watching that. I haven't finished watching, there's stand-up specials on there I ain't watched yet.
The Kevin Hart and Chris Rock one is supposed to be on there.
Was that today or tomorrow?
I think it was today, because someone claimed they already watched it. But a buddy of mine said the best part was when Chappelle came out. And I believe his is at the top of the year. So, yeah, you know.
Yeah, well, all I know is if you get bored on Netflix, you just refuse to expand your horizons.
Yeah. Speaking of
expanding horizons,
when are the Lions going to expand their horizons and learn how to stop a mobile quarterback and finish the game?
When their run stopper comes back in about a week or two?
He's been gone and they've been winning.
Not against mobile quarterbacks, apparently, according to you. Not against mobile quarterbacks.
They have trouble.
Listen, I've actually been. They have trouble with. I've been waiting for this part.
They have trouble with. What the hell was that?
I was waiting. That was my excitement.
That was you winding up?
Yeah, I'm excited.
To lose in another.
I'm excited. I'm excited about this.
What are you excited about?
Because I'm waiting.
Waiting for them to continue to lose?
I ain't watched an ounce of football this weekend. However,
good.
this is where I turn into one of our cohorts that is on the mainstream media and just talk the stats.
Okay, please.
We just talk the stats.
We've got limited time, so I guess we can wind it down with this bile about to come out of your mouth.
No. It's not bile. It's not bile.
It's Lions bile.
It's not.
Lions.
Now, before I start, let's not move the goalposts when it comes to injuries. An injury to a key player on one team is just as equal as a key player on another team.
Key player or superstar?
Superstars are key players.
No, they are not.
So how are they not a key player on the team if they're a superstar?
No, they are a key player, but they're also a superstar. Like you have key players who are not superstars, but then you have yes, Patrick Mahomes is a superstar and a key player.
So he's more of a key player than a superstar because if you say superstar transcends the sport, you can't say that.
Then that's what I'm saying. So now go ahead now. Key player
because realistically,
superstar.
Realistically, there's not too many. You either have to have a big personality or be one of the few teams that have won a lot.
Okay, so yes,
or just be in one of the larger markets like the Cowboys and whatnot.
There's superstar. We could say, we'll just go superstar because that's probably what everybody would call them.
Yeah, Mahomes, the Travis Kelce's, the Jalen Hurts, the ones that are on commercials, mainstream commercials, national commercials.
So everybody doesn't get commercials to be a superstar, but some of that is a politics game. But yes, okay,
cool. Superstar don't got a commercial right now.
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill on a commercial?
Where?
What commercial is that? Give me 1 second, because I just seen it.
What? Is he on the commercial?
Tyreek Hill is in the commercial.
Oh, okay, well then superstar. So go ahead then, so I can pick apart this lion heart you have.
He'll
take it out and I will
commercial
from its connections. And then that will be the end of it. I don't want to hear it.
Free your mind.
Okay.
NFL app.
Oh, what is going on right now? So he does
Hyundai.
Okay, so he's got a Hyundai commercial. Okay, cool. So all right, so go ahead now.
So
now that
we talk about key player,
superstar.
Key player, superstar. All right. Now, I think people, and this goes with the argument I've had all year. What have I been saying the Lions' biggest issue is all year?
That they're the Lions and they're terrible. Oh no, that was me at times.
No. Well, what have I been saying the Lions?
They need somebody next to Hutchinson.
On the other side of Hutchinson.
Yeah, right.
Who is the person who's usually on the other side of Hutchinson?
I don't know.
James Houston got injured week 2. Now, granted, it's the Lions' fault trying to be too good for their own good and just not leaving good alone and just being like, yo, you stay a pass rusher and you'll be good. Instead, they tried to make him a complete linebacker, put him in coverage, and that's where he broke his ankle. He was out here trying to do stuff that he doesn't usually do. However, if you look at last season, prior to him coming, because, he didn't play till Thanksgiving. He was on the practice squad till Thanksgiving because he was a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the game against the Bears, the first time they played, the Lions only won by 1 score.
Correct. And they probably shouldn't even got. Go ahead.
I'm talking about last year, not this year. Last year. Lions won by 1 score.
Was that when they ran all over? Was that game?
That was a game where Justin Fields ran
all over?
Yeah, I mean, they still lost, but yeah, they ran all over. That's when Jeff Okudah had that pick 6.
Okay.
And then, the very next play, Justin Fields ran for 80 yards. But Lions barely won, but they won. Game 2, when they played each other, James Houston had came into the fold. Lions went 41-10.
Okay.
James Houston had 3 sacks.
Okay, I'm listening to you.
Right?
Yeah.
James Houston, in 7 games last season, 7 games, had 9. You can fact check me if you want to.
Yeah, that's fine.
Had 9 sacks in 7 games. As a rookie, coming from the practice squad.
Should have had 17.
In 7 games.
Couple of games. I don't see the problem.
Google how many people have done that before.
We talking about James Houston.
Yes, we are talking about James Houston.
Right.
Now, without that pass rush threat, right? Now, once again, we can't put it on the Lions organization for not trying to get any help in free agency or whatever.
We can't put that on the Lions organization.
We can't.
You said we can't.
No, I said we can't.
Oh,
yeah, we can't. We can't. Now I see what they're trying to do because realistically, if you look at the Lions roster, they are still I can't remember it's the third or fourth youngest roster in the league. So they're trying to develop these players, right? Now no. It's been development time. Half the team is 3 years or less.
And all the league is young.
No, they're not.
All the league is young.
The Eagles and the Chiefs have two of the oldest.
That's because they got a guy who's my age. And then so by the averages, that's all that is.
And then they got, the 49ers are old. Honestly, some of the biggest contenders are the oldest teams in the league. Not saying they old, but like
30.
experience still.
Okay.
They still got the experience in the league.
They do.
That the Lions players, the Packers, honestly, I think they said the Lions, Packers, and the Bears are 3 of the top 5 youngest rosters in the league.
Okay.
So, he goes down week 2.
Uh-huh.
They try to find somebody to step up. You know, they had Romeo Okwara. He tore his ACL, 2 years ago? Yeah. Came back last year. He's not the guy. Charles Harris had some decent run time last year. He's not the guy. Clearly, none of these guys were the guy because if they were, James Houston wouldn't have came in the way he did last year and dominated and took their spot.
Okay. Yes.
Now he's going, right?
He's going.
So, without him, the neutralizer, I call him the Justin Fields neutralizer.
Okay.
Of course they're going to struggle against Justin Fields, a running quarterback. Of course they're going to struggle against Jordan Love, a running quarterback. Of course they're going to struggle against, because his closing speed.
Make adjustments.
I mean, you can only make adjustments to your personnel. Now, we can say they can get a free agent. Name a free agent who's out there who can chase them around.
I don't know if they find somebody hungry.
Somebody find somebody fast, not somebody hungry.
Fast and hungry.
All they got to do is just slow them down a little bit. Just get in front of them. That's all you got to do. But I've been saying this all season, and James Houston they are saying that he's coming back within the next 2 weeks. He may come back for the Cowboys, may come back for the Vikings. I don't know. But I've been saying it all season. The Lions defense is predicated on getting a pass rush on the quarterback, because other than that, they are put in their corners on an island, or they're running a goofy zone, and the quarterback is going to be good enough. I mean, if they're playing on the NFL level, they should be good enough to find a hole in the zone at some point if you can't get to the quarterback.
What does this excuse offensively? Their turnovers and not being able to outscore their opponent.
No, it's just a slump.
Oh,
it's just a slump.
Just a slump.
Just a slump. Yeah, it's a slump.
They lost to Green Bay.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they lost 3 of their last 7. They lost 3 of their last 7.
That's a failing grade in most schools.
They won the first 5 out of 6, and now they've won 4 out of 7. Right? So at the end of the day, they're still 9-4
for now.
They're still 9-4, 2 games ahead.
This is the wrong
2 games ahead in the division, and they getting help. They getting people back at the right time.
This is the wrong
they also
time year to be losing.
You want the offensive excuse? You want the offense? They still have played 1 game with their entire offensive line intact. They played 1 game. Frank Ragnow didn't play last game, and that's why Jared Goff was under pressure the entire time. He was under duress. Taylor Decker didn't play the game before that. Taylor Decker been hurt all season.
So then they should be used to that.
No. He's been hurt, as in playing hurt, but then he didn't play at all. All I'm saying is, the Lions playing 100% healthy, which realistically no team is 100% healthy right now. However, the teams that are playing with their key players still, because what's the Lions' biggest strength on offense?
Not turning the ball over.
That was not the biggest strength. What's the Lions' biggest strength on offense, Sean?
Not turning the ball over.
What is their biggest strength on offense? What is their best positional group on offense?
Probably the running back.
They're not bad, but that's the second best positional group. Their best positional group.
Going to say wide receivers.
No, their offensive line is what everybody prides them on.
You said the guy's hurt.
Yeah, he's hurt now, but when they were healthy and everything was all good, Jared Goff had time. They weren't getting, the quarterback wasn't getting pressured. He had time to go back there and cook. They're making holes on for the running backs and whatnot. That's what got their offense together. When the offensive line is hurt and they playing people like Colby Sorsdal, what you expect? They're moving their right guard to center because Frank Ragnow's hurt?
Health-wise, as long as they got their health, where do you see them finishing?
if health wise, James Houston comes back, C.J. Gardner Johnson comes back, and their offensive line stays intact, I see the Lions at the very least going to the NFC Championship.
So do they beat the Cowboys in the next couple of weeks?
If I think if James Houston comes back, then they do. In the state that they're in right now, I think they can. No, yes, because I refuse to say they're going to lose to the Cowboys on tape. Yeah, they're going to beat the Cowboys.
This isn't that very documentary. Okay?
I don't care. I'm not about to on tape. It's not. If I say it, it's not going to happen until there's 1 second left on the clock, and they're down by however much they down by. I'll be like, dang, I think they might lose this one. That's when I'm going to say it. Then after they lose, I'm just like, they lost.
So then where do you have everybody? So who's your top 5 now?
So what a shakeup indeed.
What a shakeup.
What a shakeup. I feel like clearly the number one team in the league is the 49ers. Clearly they are the best team in the league. Clearly. I think they are the best team in the league. Don't expect me to say Dallas Cowboys.
No, I was going to say the way. So, yeah, so your top 5. So you got 49ers at number 1.
49ers number 1. Number 2, I'm going to put the Ravens.
Quote the Raven. Number 2.
The Ravens are number 2.
Okay.
Number 3. We're going with the Murray boys. The Detroit Lions. Maybe Detroit Lions are the third best team in the league. The Lions are the third best team in the league.
I disagree how the mighty have fallen. But who's number 4?
Number 4, I'll put the Dolphins. You know what?
Wait, where are the? I've noticed you have. Go ahead.
I'm about to throw up because I got to be unbiased for.
Yes, you do have to be unbiased.
Number 4 is.
Say it. You said what'd you say? Say it a little louder.
The Dallas Cowboys are number 4.
Bah! Cowboys!
Under the Lions.
Under the Lions.
Under the Lions.
Until they meet in 2 weeks.
And yeah, Lions going.
So where do you? So who's? So the Lions were 3. They were 4. So who's 5?
5 is a tough. Because on one hand, the Eagles not only are on the decline, but they're on a losing streak.
Correct.
The Chiefs, the same. And honestly, unless they go on a significant winning streak, I cannot put the Chiefs in my top 5 for the rest of the season until they get on. Unless they go on a significant winning streak where they are dominantly winning games, because they have to show me something at this point. Their receivers ain't playing right.
They just lost. I mean,
they just lost.
Good team, barely, but still just lost.
I mean, they've lost the last 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
They on a losing streak. So I would have to go Dolphins. Even though they just lost, I like who else? Can't be Cincinnati, can't be Jacksonville. Cleveland Browns. If they win a game, they sneaking in there.
They got Flacco.
They sneak into number 5.
Flacco, listen, he did it once.
He
can do it at the right time of the year, and he threw for 300 with 3 tutties.
If they mess around,
and he's throwing the ball to anybody.
If they mess around, and that's the thing about
Joku last week.
That's the thing about them right now, though, is you got to see it happen more than once.
It has been happening all year.
I'm talking about
that
Joe
defense.
Flacco.
Listen, we've seen.
Oh, that defense is nasty.
But we've seen Flacco do it once.
10 years ago.
So there's a chance. There's a chance for Cleveland. You hear that, Cleveland? There's a chance for you. Because Joe did it once and be more.
That would be crazy if he won 2 championships with 2 different AFC North teams.
And what if he had to go through Baltimore to do it?
Had to go through Baltimore to do it, to make it to the
we
Super
get an
Bowl.
Antoine sighting. And Larry's going to have to show up. They got to show up. Well, Larry would show up for Antoine. And then I don't know who shows up for the Cleveland Browns.
Wait, why would Larry show up?
Because him and Antoine. in my head because they were wide receivers in Arizona. They just are the best of buddies, and Larry would go to support. You don't think you'd say that's not happening?
I don't think that would happen.
That's not happening.
But that is the receiver I wish won a championship though.
He had his chance.
I honestly
he should have left like Twan did. That's how we got Twan in Detroit.
He got to the Super Bowl with him, and he did his part. It's just
defense didn't do their part.
They didn't do their part. Like I personally, from a player standpoint, not from a team, from a player standpoint, I wanted Larry Fitzgerald to get a ring more than I wanted Calvin Johnson to get a ring.
Yeah, Larry Fitzgerald ball. Man had hands. Has hands.
Man, that stat is ridiculous. He has more tackles and drop passes in his career.
Man's got hands, man. So, you're not even going to mention Philadelphia?
They'd have to be number 6. Because like I said, them and the Chiefs are the same boat. They on losing streak.
If they win it out, Philadelphia, do you put them back in your top? Because they don't play the 49ers again, right?
No. I think they...
But we
they,
did
in their hardest,
having a rough schedule.
In their hardest stretch, they lost.
To both teams?
Yes. So, let me see.
Ooh, gonna be tough.
What you got here? They got the Eagles have who this week? They got the Seahawks. And the Seahawks ain't no slouches neither.
With DK.
So they
the Eagles and the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Who was that
That's on
Thursday
Monday
night? That was the Cowboys and the Seahawks?
Yeah.
Oh man, we need to get another one. I need another ring.
So we got Eagles, Seahawks. Eagles outside of the Seahawks, they ain't got no reason to lose. They got the Giants twice and the Cardinals.
They haven't had any reason to lose. They've still been losing.
I mean, the 49ers.
That's a shellacking.
So out of remember they had them that 4 games.
Yeah.
They had the Chiefs, Bills, 49ers, Cowboys. They went 2-2 in those 4 games. They beat the Bills and they beat the Chiefs. Lost to the Niners, lost to the Cowboys.
I mean, yeah, we did.
But they lost in convincing fashion to those 2 teams, which are 2 teams that they'll potentially have to see in the playoffs.
But we had said they was 50-50 games, but we had said if it was a healthy 49ers, I have to go back and play the tape. But yeah, it's So as of in this moment, based off what we've seen in the last week, are you still sticking with your Super Bowl picks?
Lions, Ravens.
Those are your picks.
My heart says Lions, Ravens. My brain
over Miami.
My brain says
you don't think
Ravens.
Miami? If they don't play Miami again, do they?
Ravens?
Yeah.
Did they play them already?
I think they one of the teams who beat them, or was that last year? I'm thinking. When they lost, that might have been last year.
If they lost to the Titans, they can lose to
that game. I went to shower. They're winning by 13,
and they lose by 1.
Then I come out the shower. They're losing by 1 with a minute and change on the clock.
Yeah.
What do you keep your foot on the gas?
Yeah, I think they play the Dolphins and Tua was throwing 3 picks.
Who?
The Ravens. The Ravens play the Dolphins. Tua's going to throw 3 picks.
Get a bit shaky out there.
Ravens too smart on defense. They have the game plans too tight.
I'm going to say maybe it's time for the Cowboys. Not that I'm picking them, but just because even though they're doing well, nobody's really saying anything like that. And I believe because so many people were here only for them to do something dumb. And, everybody kind of chilling. I mean, Dak making his throws, CD catching the ball, defense has stepped up. They're looking like a solid team.
They're going to lose.
To who?
They're going to lose. 1, they're going to lose to the Lions in a few weeks. 2, they're going to lose to the 49ers if they see them in the playoffs.
What if they spank the Lions?
They're not. I'm not even going to entertain the idea because it's not going to happen.
What if they beat them by 21?
It's not going to happen, so I'm not going to entertain. It's not going to happen, so I'm not even entertaining that.
Now, what makes you think that, though?
It's not going to happen.
I'm telling you now, it's to inferior teams.
By your By your description, if it's the Lions of old, they lose the teams to the teams they supposed to beat, and they beat the teams they supposed to lose to.
Okay.
So,
I see what you did.
yeah, you see, man, no, Lions aren't losing to the Cowboys, so I'm not even going to entertain.
So you saying they're going to win it out there because that would be their greatest foe, and the the remainder of the season would be the Cowboys.
They got the Vikings twice. Who are they just switched up the quarterback.
Got Dobbs up out of there.
Dobbs is on the bench, and so yeah.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to add to your picks? To your top five?
No.
You see, you saying there's no point in even doing an AFC top five. We got Baltimore, Kansas City. Baltimore, Miami.
I did my whole.
That was everybody.
That was everybody combined.
That was every five. So one of those five teams, you heard it here. You feel is going to the Super Bowl?
Absolutely. Two of them may be in the Super Bowl. I'm telling you,
San Francisco and Baltimore.
Baltimore, be more.
We've seen it before.
I told you that's what my head says. What my heart.
Who wins that? Because this ain't Colin Kaepernick in the first half. So who wins that game?
I'm going Baltimore in a close one.
Baltimore
in a close one. In a very close one.
Seeing Lamar get one.
Cause so here's
right.
It's the defense, man. Like the defense has not.
It's good. Oh no, you're right. It's a very, very, very good defense.
Right? It's where they played the Jags this week. B-Mo.
Got the B-Mo careful.
All right. The most points they've allowed all season is 33 when they lost to the Browns 33-31. Other than that, they haven't allowed more than 24 points.
And then we don't know if some of them was. I'm sure some of them was bad turnovers by Lamar or the team, and they had a short field and/or turnover. So
even in their losses, like they lost 33-31 to the Browns, but even when they lost the Steelers 17-10, so it wasn't a high scoring game.
No,
they lost to the Colts 22-19. They haven't allowed more than 24 points. So
yeah, you're right.
It's they.
To Baltimore and San Fran, and you got Baltimore taking it off,
but
just a touch.
By they go in the game on defense with Brock Purdy driving down the field. It's gonna be like Debo's gonna have the ball running, and he gets tackled at the 3-yard line, and they're trying to rush to the line to spike the ball, and the clock just runs out on them.
Yeah, that's it. Huh?
Yeah, they only.
Is it a classic game or is it?
The second half is going to be remarkable.
48-47, 49-47. What you got?
You talking about high scoring classic game?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think those two teams are capable of a high scoring classic game like that. I think it's going to be more of a
49ers
old
can
school.
Do it. They hung up. What was that? 30-something, 40 on the Eagles. Wasn't that?
The Eagles' defense is not playing as advertised lately.
Well, yeah, based on the numbers and injuries and trades from last season. Everybody, mentally, physically.
I say, who's hurt on the Eagles? They
off.
Just not playing the same. They are playing different. That's all that is.
They are playing different. And then even the guy on the 49ers said they had exposed them. And then he said, we exposed them for the Cowboys. And then the Cowboys said, yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You got the booklet.
Now, before we get out of here, though, here's my question for you.
Yeah, let's go.
Who do you think should win MVP? I mean, it's getting close to the end of the season. We got to figure this out. I'm gonna send my picks in to the AP press. Because now that we're sports journalists and whatnot, we have a say in such things.
If he gets to 2,000 and they make it into the playoffs, and they don't have another bad loss, I say Tyreek. Because they could not score.
I mean,
the other night,
even outside of that.
Well, no, but I'm just going to
2,000 yards.
That's impeccable.
Nobody's ever done it before.
Yeah, it's impeccable. But I'm just going to use it as an example because it just happened. Because a lot of people use that on Purdy when the starters. I mean, when some of the stars were out, he didn't perform the same. when Tyreek went out of the game, and from the first to the fourth quarter, the score I think was 13-13, and it was a defensive touchdown and some field goals.
Mm-hmm.
And the game is dragging along. Tennessee ends up scoring a bit. Tyreek comes back in the game, and they score twice. Like, I mean, not that fast, but they score fairly quickly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they get able to get down the field now. You know, once the whole goal line situation, but once Tyreek is in the game, they're able to just move down the field effortlessly. You know, everyone's still there. A chain, Mozart, the tight end, the other wide receiver who seems to be pretty fast, not Watkins Jr.
Waddle.
No, not Waddle. There's another one. Chris something Jr. I thought.
I know you're talking about.
But yeah, but even with him, like they were moving, but once Tyreek came back in, the offense all of a sudden it was wide open again. It was Christmas again,
Mm-hmm.
and they were able to move down the field. And obviously, the defense dropped the ball, and I would imagine teams are going to study whatever the Titans did, or was it just more so Miami kind of like, you know, because there was 4 minutes and some change left, and when Miami was losing by 1, it was like a minute and a half left. So they did all of this
in 3 minutes.
Got the ball, went 3 and out, kicked it to Tennessee. Tennessee scores, and they get the ball, go 3 and out again, kick it to Tennessee. Tennessee scores again. This was all in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is quick.
But you do also have to factor
Who's in charge of the clock management? Now that I'm thinking about that, what is it, 45 seconds?
For a play clock?
Yeah. That doesn't even make sense then.
No.
If you've got a minute, we'll say a minute and a half for 3 plays.
And you run the ball on all of them so the clock never stops. They only got 3 timeouts they can use. And plus a 2-minute warning.
Just bad clock management.
Woo.
Bad clock management, bad play calling. But if he gets to 2,000, I mean, just watching how important he is on that team. Mm-hmm. And then from a quarterback standpoint.
I hate the quarterback standpoint because they design it to where quarterbacks are going to.
And that's why I would really like for him to get it because he does deserve it.
Yeah.
But
I feel like they need to factor in when they do. I'm sorry. But I want to say this. I want to say this before I forget about it.
Son of a.
I feel like when they factor in the quarterback statistics for the MVP voting solely, I think they need to add passing yards. I think they need to differentiate the passing yards as far as the ball in the air and passing yards versus
the yaks.
The yaks
is what the receiver or the running back has done.
Yeah, because it's, you know, like if you throw a little, like Brock Purdy throws a whole lot of screens and shovel passes to Debo and Brandon Ayuk, and then they just run for 40, 50, and Christian McCaffrey, and they run for like 40, 50 yards. Right. And now they're like, oh, he's almost has 5,000 or 4,000 yards.
Based on those numbers, apparently his numbers are still better than Mahomes in that situation. So
it's because Mahomes doesn't have any receivers that can catch a football.
No, they said this when he was winning. When Mahomes was winning, his numbers were more of the yak on the other side than Purdy's are. But because he can side throw and no look, you know, you got to give it credit where it's due. But based on the numbers that you mentioned earlier, their numbers are comparable when they were at their best.
Well, I mean, hey,
because he had Tyreek,
like I said,
he had Hunt.
I'm a huge fan of. I'm a huge proponent of if a defensive player does something remarkable for a season, they need to be considered as
okay.
an MVP.
So who
I don't think any defensive player has done anything remarkable this season
over Tyreek.
No, not over Tyreek.
Yeah, so that's all I would have to say.
It would have to be Tyreek. To me, it has to. Tyreek has to at least be in the conversation. If they don't got him in the conversation, then
yeah, because I wouldn't put Dak over Purdy.
I put Dak as most improved. Sorry,
it's all right, man.
Sorry,
okay. Let it happen.
Throw up on the carpet. Because he was garbage last year, and this year, you know, they something happened over there. They cheating, but I put
cheating. Don't be like that.
Yeah, but no, I put Dak. most improved.
But so then Tyreek could, you say he would be the only one, because if you look
MVP,
at
I got
Purdy,
Tyreek.
when people got hurt, Lamar's had the turnover issues, even though the team still has a great record, but that is based on the defense.
Mm-hmm.
But we would have to say, yeah, it would have to be Tyreek based off of value.
You got to take Jalen off because of his struggles of late. Got to take AJ Brown off because of his struggles of late. I'm trying to go through all the winning teams, and
I mean that because the defense has also held them down. But without Tyreek, yeah, they're not beating because he's unguardable.
Because they're also with Tyreek through those quarters that he was out. Maybe they don't lose because they built such a much bigger lead than what they had for the Titans to come back and end up winning. So
yeah, because they probably blow them out if he's healthy.
Yeah, even if you don't get the ball, he's affecting the game. All you got to do is
value.
He just got to run straight and towards the safety and have somebody else run right underneath.
Oh no, he's already getting there. That's it.
Yeah, you're not catching him.
All right, so you're gonna close this out then today? Or?
One last thing.
I thought that. Go ahead.
This should be quick.
Oh, okay.
Did you see Jameson Williams saying he could take Tyreek in a race?
I did not.
Yeah, he said.
I'm sure it'll be.
He said if I ever get a chance to get in space in the NFL, you'll see how fast I really am.
I mean, but that's nothing but a YouTube meetup during the summer or in Miami when the season's over.
Well, they talking about in the NFL. They said Tyreek has like the fastest or the second fastest play.
I thought it was the fastest.
He got to 22 miles an hour this season.
I thought it was the fastest. Him, Debo, and Pakua.
Yeah, but Jameson has not had just a sprint to the end zone yet, outside of that little sweep where he had to come off the side.
And whose fault is that? Because Tyreek seemed to get one every game. So whose fault is that?
I mean, it's not because
is that on the line?
Because he's faster. It's because he can run routes better. That's the thing about Tyreek. He's fast, but he can run routes pretty good.
Yeah.
Jameson is fast, but he's either that or they just don't have him running the routes that they should have him running.
That's why I was asking.
But, him. But they also him getting the ball is
who's there? Who's there? Who needs to make sure that to give him better routes?
No, it's not even just giving him better routes. It's getting him because he's getting the ball.
Who's got to do it?
Would you let me get to the point that I'm making?
Who are you making a point about?
I'm making a point about Jameson Williams getting the ball because the ball is past him and he's catching it in the air versus him getting the yak because he's already down the field. Now, I will say, and I this is going to get us digging deeper, so I'm going to have to save this because this isn't a dated conversation. I'm going to have to save this for another day.
Gotcha.
I feel like Jared Goff has to the end of the season to get it together because next year is his last year under the contract.
Right.
Otherwise, we're gonna see what Hendon Hooker can do. In my opinion, because he's doing what he can. Like Cam Newton said, he's a game manager. I completely agree. Jared Goff is not a game changer; he's a game manager. But
especially as of late, he looks like a manager.
And every time he throws the ball to Jameson got to slow down for it or turn around for it. Yeah. Whereas Hendon Hooker is just back there launching the ball.
And we saw with Tua was that last year that he was kind of, he wasn't getting them over. Once Tyreek had started to have him to get to it and catch it, all you see is the peace sign.
Yeah. Man, and there was plenty of times Jameson was wide open on some routes.
Yeah.
And he just bad pass where he either has to stop, jump for it, or something like that, where he can't just catch and take off. They get him on a slant on a crossing route where he could just take it. Nobody stops.
Well, by hook or by crook.
But thank you all for listening, tuning in, I should say.
So maybe they just had the headphones in. Go ahead.
We should have been done this.
Oh,
I was about to say, I almost plugged my old show. This should be a comedy special because
it's not what this is.
It's not, but I've been thinking about bringing it back.
Okay.
So
this is the forum for that.
But it is.
This is the fucking forum for that. It's not. We should have been done this the podcast. We take you and Locks of Heaven, and you go do that somewhere else. Okay.
Yes, sir.
This is Lethal Weapon here. Okay? Lethal Weapon. This ain't Predator 2. You understand? This ain't Predator. This ain't Angels in the Outfield. It's a Lethal Weapon here. Okay? There's no Flash lonely at the top here. Okay?
Yes, sir.
You trying to plug your solo projects?
You told me to turn that on.
No. I meant just now. You were trying to plug your solo.
I mean, technically, it's not solo because I get a lot of other people.
Oh, something I could be on?
If you start telling jokes.
You know, I could.
Or if I got the way I want to change this.
I got one.
This is off.
I got one I've been working on. Woo! I just flew in from LA. And boy, my arms tired. What you doing, man? Hey, don't be like that, brother. Woo, women. Women be shopping, don't they? Let me tell you how much women like to shop, boy. Let me tell you.